I'm back. As I promised, I'll show you how to do the slider to restrict the domain and to restrict the range in a Desmos graphing. So first off, go back to page 113 of your book so you'll see what I am doing here in Desmos. So it says function of f is equal to x plus 3 squared plus 2, and then there is a slider. So what you will do is to type in and replace the function of x by y equals, and then type in x plus 3. Just follow along so you'll know what I'm doing here. Okay, and then the slider, oh wait, plus 2. Alright, the slider will be x and then less than or equal to a. Now, you may also want to change the less than or equal to greater than or equal to. But again, whatever you uses in the first, on the original equation, you should use that also in the inverse. Okay, so this is how our graph look like. Let me change the color. I don't like that. Green. Let's do green. All right. Okay, now let's create the graph for the inverse. So y will turn to x equals x will turn to y plus 3 and then squared and then plus 2. All right. Now the slider, of course, this is x, so the inverse will be y. Now this is a. What's the inverse of a? B. Ha. Which is the domain. Alright, so here's your slider for B. Now, how these things work. Now, these are all original equation. Okay, again, the green satisfies the original equation while the blue one satisfies the inverse graph. Now, if I will draw a line, a vertical line, it will pass the vertical line test. However, the second or the inverse graph doesn't, because it touches the graph twice. Now, if I'll change my color and I'll do horizontal test, the original doesn't pass because it touches twice. While the inverse graph, oh no, sorry. The inverse graph will pass because it only touches once. Make sense? Now, how will this slider help? Alright, help to do that. Okay. So, if you're gonna take a look in our graph, there's no changes at all. But if you keep the slider halfway, you see how it restricts the domain. Look at that. Okay. Let's keep it like that. Alright. But please bear in mind that our line of symmetry is where? I told you this earlier. In y equals x, right? Now, it should reflect both of them. Alright? Now, to restrict the range, we are restricting the range. Nothing happens. But if you go back like that, and you restrict it the same number, see that? Let's make this 3. Ha! Look at that. Does they look like a mirror already? Look. It mirrors. Meaning halfway will give you a mirror of each of these. Alright? So what is the restriction? That all my x value should be what? Should be? Okay. Less than or equal to, what is this point? Negative 3. Oh, sorry. My negative 3 is not beautiful. So for B, same thing. Or for range, the value of B should also be equal to negative 3. Alright? Make sense? Look, this is negative 3. Okay, if you do that, then it will pass however you might want to test it. Like, wait, let me remove this. Like, for example, I'll do vertical test. Oh my God. I'll do vertical test. Oop, it passes. I'll do horizontal test. It passes. I'll do vertical test. It passes. I'll do horizontal. It passes. Make sense? All right. How's that? Now, go where the page says, are you ready for more? Page 114. Let's see what will happen if we try to do the slider. Alright? Okay. Let's do number 1. Again, page 114, number 1. Okay, let me just erase and clear this out. Okay. Let's type in. So, function of g will turn to y equals, okay, and that would be x minus 3 squared. Probably you're wondering earlier, what if I did not use less than or equal to? Instead, I use greater than or equal to. That is totally fine. As long as, again, you will use the same thing with the original and the inverse. Okay? Let's do it here. Let's do it here, too. So, this is the original. Let's create the slider. The slider, let's see, x is, so I'll change it by greater than or equal to, and then a. Here's the slider. The second one, again, I'm gonna switch them and take the inverse. X equals y minus 3 squared. Oops, no. Ta-da. No. Minus 3, close 2, then minus 2. And then slider y is greater than or equal to b. Alright? Now, let's take a look. Oops, this is the slider. Ah, look how pretty this is. It's kind of like heart. Happy Valentine's. Now, I'll draw the line of symmetry. That's the yellow. It crosses the 0 and the y equals. And let's restrict the domain now. Okay, look. We are restricting the domain, so I would say, oh, look at that. Okay. And I am restricting the range, so it won't be getting a not function. Alright, look at that. If I'll draw a vertical line test, it will pass. If I'll draw a horizontal line test, it will pass, right? 1 point. Oh, sorry. On the other hand, if I'll draw horizontal, it will pass. If I'll draw vertical line test, it will pass. So what is the restriction then? Your restriction, hold on. Your restriction, it should be correct. 3. Okay? So your restriction would be x, all x values would be greater than or equal to 3. Again, I'll write it here. Where's my pen? X is greater than or equal to 3. And y is greater than or equal to 3 as well. Alright? Because this is 3 and going up. Make sense? Alright. Let's do number 2. Oh, no, wait, hold on. This is what I'm telling you. If you try to change this, look, I'll change the slider. If I do less than or equal to, I'll change this again. See, it's the same. Okay? You just need to restrict your domain so it's both 3 and it is correct. Again, however you wanted to use this one, it will still give you the restricted domain. Make sense? Alright. Let's do number 2 and number 3. Why don't you do it and come back pause my video, do it by yourself, and then check if your answer is correct. How's that? All right, go. Okay. Number 2. Y equals negative 3x squared. Restrict slider x greater than or equal to a. But now for the inverse, that would be x equals negative 3y squared. Slider y greater than or equal to b. Alright, look at that. Look at that. See? By not even touch, oh, sorry. This is how it should look like. Look. That's that. Now, both of these will not pass. One of these probably will pass vertical or horizontal. But again, our goal is to make it invertible where it passes the vertical and it passes the horizontal line test. So we're gonna restrict this. If we're gonna restrict this, we're restricting the domain. Here, we're restricting the range. Okay, look at that. So I'll show you the line of symmetry, the mirror line, and that's the mirror line. And it seems like it mirrors everything, what's on the left and what's on the right. Okay? So what is the restriction? So your domain restriction is x. X should be greater than or equal to 0. While your y is greater than or equal to 0 as well. Okay, this black one. Make sense? Alright, so if you got it right, good job. Now, let's do the last one. This will be the last one. Number 3, function k. So function k will be replaced by y equals. Why don't you pause this video and do it by yourself and then check later if you got it right. Squared minus 1,999. This is a big number. Slider x greater than or equal to a x. Oh, wait, slider. I'm doing the inverse. X equals y plus 1 squared minus 1999, and my slider turns to y greater than or equal to b. So, let me remove this. Alright. Okay, where's the graph? I don't have a graph. There's no graph, right? Because it's 199. So we need to restrict them. There you go. So what happened to my graph? Okay. What happened to that? This is 199, so it should be here. Gonna. Yep. Okay, that's it restricted. So this is a U shape, okay? So we are changing it into halfway. I don't know if you can see. How can I make this bigger? see negative 0.6. Okay, if you take a look at the video, the graph, it should restrict at all values of x should be greater than negative 1. And then y value should be greater than or equal to negative 1 as well. Again, your line of mirror is here. So it obviously give you exactly the mirror of what's on the left and what's on the right. It's just so hard for me to show you how will this be restricted on here, which is I haven't known yet. I know there's something that we're gonna do here for us to do that, but I don't know how. Alright? Now, after seeing this video, I want you to proceed to cool down. There is a cool down for everyone. Yep, you've heard it right. Cool down. 1.8. Okay? See you tomorrow. Bye.